All right, let me just double check inside the Facebook group that we're actually live, like every time. Oh, looks like we're
We're
live.
live. Hi, everyone.
I think we're live, yeah. Let me just open this up and mute this so I can.
Group that we're actually live,
Oh, yep. So we're a little bit delayed as usual, but I think we can start here. Just gonna see if anybody drops in. If let me just open up the comments here. Sorry, guys. It feels like such a production when we do this, honestly, and it really is not something that tricky. Um, all right.
Don't be
I
fooled.
think.
It's just two losers in their basements.
Okay, it looks like we've got people here. Hey, Paul. Kevin is here. Buck, looking good. Awesome. Okay, well, we're live here. Let's start this. So, welcome to today's October 2020 update roundup. I'm gonna try this. Oops, and shrink me and Kevin there. Awesome. Great. So as you guys are starting to flood in here, thanks again for joining us. We try to do this every month. If you can't catch the whole thing, this will always be left in the group for you guys to watch later, and it's also on our YouTube channel. So if you go over to reiconversion.com, slash reiconversion, no, youtube.com/reiconversion, you'll be able to find these recordings in there. So now how do we? Nope. Oh my god. There we go. Now we're still in frame here. Awesome. Okay, so let's start off. I want to first of all, both Kevin and I want to say always thank you for all of you guys who are using Pebble and have been giving us feedback, have been helping each other. It's been incredible with a lot of the support that we're getting, and with the community sort of helping to shape and mold what Pebble is becoming. So thank you to all of you guys. I know sometimes we get a lot of feature requests or a huge lengthy email, and I apologize sometimes if it looks like we just give you a quick response. We're really making notes of this. I mean, you should see our backlog. It is something that Kevin and I are continually discussing on an ongoing and regular basis. So thank you very much for that. So today we're going to talk about what we've recently launched, what we're working on, and then we'll jump into live Q&A. All right. Yeah, okay, hold on. Wrong screen. All right. So recent updates. Oops. We've got these. Delete these comments. There we go. So first of all, we launched a pretty big update. It's our lead statuses. So whenever you get a lead, I'm wondering, Kevin, are you able to pull that up on your screen while I have this up?
Yes. Just a second.
Yep, and I'll talk about it. So whenever you have a lead that comes in, you can mark that lead now as something that is ongoing, or a lead that you have won, or a lead that you have lost. Now, this becomes really powerful down the road and sort of sets the foundation up for us to surface metrics and analytics later down the road. So please continue, even though we don't have analytics up and ready yet, please start using these lead statuses. So when your leads are coming into your inboxes, whether your seller inbox, your buyer inbox, and I'm going to open up this screen here.
I've got it open here.
Yes. Okay, awesome. So when they come in, you'll be able to see on the top right there that you can mark that lead won or lost.
Yes, right here.
Now, you can also mark it as unread if you haven't dealt with that. And you can actually handle these statuses on the actual seller and buyer's list or the listing page itself. So if you come into there, and you'll be able to mark it inside of here as well. I'm going to take off this caption here that's blocking everything. One sec.
You can view all of your lost, won, and open leads. You can also close a lead if you just get like a lead that's not actually a lead, like somebody you get a status update from Zillow or something. You can just mark that as closed. You can also reopen the lead and then mark as won and lost. And like Jesse mentioned, what this is going to allow us to do later on is be able to start tracking your, say, close length. So like how long does it take me to go from a mailing campaign to a closed property, and a few other things there. So
Yeah.
so yeah, start using
So
that.
please,
We'll
start
go
using
from
that. Yep. So yeah, a lot of these things that we're working on right now sort of sets us up for more sort of bigger picture kind of feature updates. And something like this is a great example. There's going to be different things that we can use this for down the road. So okay, next. I'm gonna come back to featuring this one. Here we go. All right, the next thing that we have sort of pushed out there, and this was requested by several users, is the REI Land Leads form. So on REI Land Leads, right? If I pull this open, right? So you can see that there's this form that gets submitted. So when your seller lead comes in through your site, it's a different version for Pebble forms. People are using Pebble, but it's going to say property code here. Anyways, when they submit this as a seller lead, they also come to the second form. And before they would, when they submit that 2 forms in, it would come in as 2 leads inside of Pebble. Now we have sort of merged those 2 together. So whenever somebody submits this form on your website, if you're using REI Land Leads, it will merge into one form. So I know that people were asking about that, and we've now sort of addressed that issue. Okie dokie. So this is more outside of the actual app, but within Pebble now, we've launched our user community. If you, and Kevin, I'll highlight this and sort of turn us off here. Oops, hold on.
Should I go there?
Yeah, sure. If you click that little right icon on the bottom right there, actually,
oh yeah,
you can just go, click there, and then on the bottom right, I can't see, we're blocking it, but not the need help, sorry. The little bottom right.
Oh, this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, this little widget. And you go to community and announcements. Yep. You'll be able to get access into our tribe. So inside of here, we're going to be more or less focusing on, this is just for our Pebble users. So we'll be talking about updates, questions. We'll also be discussing some sort of features that we're working on with you guys. We might sort of post up an invitation for those who want to test up features. It's really more geared towards people that are actually using Pebble. And what we're hoping to eventually see is sort of we can actually create subgroups in here, which other sort of members can come in and help others. So that's sort of the whole plan with this. So if you haven't been invited yet, and most of you should have gotten an email about this. If you haven't, please just comment in this video with your email address. I don't care if it's on YouTube or you're watching it later, just comment it. I will get notified and we will put you in this group. Right now, it is a manual ad, but we'll bring you into this group and you can join in on the conversation. So please check that out. And this is great for those of you guys who kind of cringe at having to come onto Facebook. I know that's a lot of you guys, so myself included. Okay, awesome. And we've worked on a lot of bug fixes. One thing is we've sort of added a couple new sources to parse data from. So if a new buyer lead comes in from I think it's also Zillow now. We also support Carrot sites. Those will get parsed, so you'll know which property they are looking for. Is that correct, Kevin?
If you're able to attach a property code to your email,
right,
then yes. But if not, then it'll still be able to parse like the name, phone number,
yes,
email, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
A few other things that we've I'll just kind of go through the list of sort of things that we fixed.
Okay. Wait, let me share that screen here.
Yep. Yeah, the merging of seller leads. When you delete a campaign now, so we've so when you create a campaign, you get for those of you doing blind offers, you'll have the blind offer tied to each property in that campaign. Before, when you deleted a campaign, it would remove those blind offers from your properties, which obviously isn't the best thing. So we've changed that now. So if you delete the campaign, your blind offer still stays with the property, and you'll still see that on the property record. You just will no longer see the campaign that it was sent with. We've fixed some issues with people who were printing really large PDFs. So doing if you were doing like a neighbor letter and that neighbor letter had a lot of images in it, it could potentially fail because we were running into a size limit on the our PDF generator. So we fixed that now, so you can have unlimited sized PDFs. A few other things, fixing some bugs where with the template editor, where you could potentially mess up a placeholder and not know it. So we fixed that, and just a lot of sort of back of the house sort of things.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Awesome. Okie dokie. Now, I know some of you guys have questions, so save it till the end. We're just going to talk about what we're currently working on and what to expect. Oh, no, there we go. This has been probably one of the bigger requests is multi-users. So multi-users. This is something we are actively working on. We don't have an exact date, but we are looking at sometime early next year to launch this. It's quite a there's quite a bit happening in there. It's not just simply add a user in. I don't want to sort of comment too much, but Kevin, do you want to share anything, or let's just leave it at that for now? Put you on the spot. Let's just.
Yeah, multi-user access. You'll be able to invite other team members to join your Pebble account, and be able to have them. You'll be able to have different roles for them. So if you have, say, VAs that you don't want to have access to your billing details or your, your settings, you can set them as sort of a reduced access user. So they'll just be able to see your property records and make changes there. And then we'll be able to have, different VA teams will be able to help you out there. I don't know if we've mentioned anything about that yet, but
yeah, I can sort of bring that up. One of our Pebble, like sort of superstar Pebble users here, Callan, both her and I are working, sort of training VAs to who will know Pebble and REI conversion sites very well, so they'll be able to help out with listing properties, integrations, and so on and so forth. They'll basically know the entire system. So we are going to sort of make some VAs available eventually, hopefully soon. We're sort of just going through some testing and training right now. But if that's something you're interested in, please comment and let us know. I've heard from a lot of people ask me, like, is there somebody that knows how to use the site? Because I don't want to have to deal with it. So if that's something you're interested in, please let us know in the comments. Mm-hmm. Okay, another huge one we're also working on. So we sort of see Pebble moving, also covering not only your land management, but also marketing management as well. And this is where the inventory handling comes into place. We are looking for ways to handle how you guys track your posts, generate post, and keep everything sort of streamlined. So your team only needs to look at one place to know, okay, has this been done? Have these ads been posted? Kevin, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, right now it's a we let you track what the status of something is in, where you can say, we have your leads where you can say, okay, this is being marketed. But beyond that, we don't really give you many tools to manage that marketing process. So we're trying to um, give some more features around that, so you can do some generating some ads quickly, and then do some once you purchase properties, get them in your inventory and be able to see those all in one place. So yeah, those sorts of things.
With both of these are sort of bigger features that we're really working on, and like we said, we're looking at the beginning of next year, hopefully early next year, to launch these. But we're going to be going through some major testing as well. So one of those things are, if you are interested in having that feature on your account eventually and helping us do some tests, I'm going to make a post inside the actual private community for our Pebble users. And if you're interested, again, leave your email or just say me, and we'll know who you are inside of Pebble. And when the time comes, we'll unlock that feature for your account, so you can sort of start test driving that for us. And obviously, we'd like to make sure we get the feedback we need from you guys. So again, we'll make a post of that inside of our I call it the tribe SO, but our private community for Pebble users.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing outside of Pebble really is we are doing a major rebrand. We are bringing Pebble, REI Land Leads, REI Land Lists. We're actually going to be renaming it REI Pebble, but we're all putting it under one roof. And that has been a major project of ours as well within the team. And I know this isn't directly app related, but at the same time, we are working on redesigning the user interface of Pebble as well. And as more features come, we want to make sure that what you see doesn't overclutter you and confuse you. So we're actively also considering that as well. So that is something, again, we've got a lot of things on our plate, and we're looking at early next year to sort of launch that. So you should be seeing some really cool stuff coming down early next year.
Mm-hmm. And don't be afraid. We're not talking about like changing everything that you see. It's more branding, making sure that all of the everything looks consistent across REI conversion products, and sort of making that stuff look nice.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, like it's also sort of improving the usability of Pebble as well. So all good stuff with the rebrand. Last of all, I wanted to, before we start the Q&A here, November 5th, that's next Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific. Now, there is this time shift, right? In North America, we kind of shift our hours 1 hour back. Kevin doesn't do that out there.
And I tell Koreans that America does this. They're like, why? That sounds crazy.
So I believe I looked it up, and I think November 1st we do change our time. Not sure, like right after Halloween, but if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. Excuse me. But yes, next Thursday, 2 p.m., we're going to be bringing on one of our Pebble users, Paul Brewer. He's a very active investor, and I know he's been sort of helping a lot of people get started as well. And we want to just bring him in, pick his brain. But we also want to be able to dive into some sort of specific area within Pebble. So I want to hear from you guys. Is there something that you guys want us to talk about on that mastermind? Now, we usually leave it as bring someone in, ask them about what they're doing. Then we go into Q&A and we sort of dive into that. We can do it more of an organic style. Or is there something that you guys want to talk about specifically? I think one of the things that Kev and I were talking about was sort of more on the document generation side, right, Kev?
Yeah, we want to.
It was a couple weeks ago. Then kind of blurry memory there, but
yeah. One thing that I get a lot of use out of is sending neighbor letters. That was a process that was kind of very tedious before Pebble for me. So yeah, we can talk about how how Pebble makes that really easy. It's one of those features that I think some people might not totally know is there.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about.
Yeah. Let's. I mean, if you guys are up for talking about more specifically and diving deeper into neighbor letters, let's do it. But if there's something else you guys want to hear about, feel free to leave that in the comments. Okie dokie. Let's jump into some Q&A. So feel free. We leave the last bit here for answering any questions. First of all, I know Sean mentioned he didn't know that he can integrate with REI Land Leads. Yes, you can absolutely integrate with REI Land Leads. So your leads will come in and they will get tracked. And same, so by the way, Sean, same with REI Land List. Not only can you push your properties over to the land list, but your buyer leads, especially if you're using that property content lock to lock your property down and get those leads in, those will also route into Pebble. We have some articles on that and a video on how to set that up. If not, I can show you as well if you can't find that. Actually, one helpful page, and this is sort of a makeshift page for now until we rebrand, is if you guys want to check out reiconversion.com/how-it-works, you'll find sort of the major steps along the entire deal flow and the tools related to that. So you can see tracking seller leads, see how Pebble's seller inbox works. How does our automated offer work? You don't have to be using it, but again, it sort of goes in this linear path that sort of demonstrates to you all the different steps, and we've got videos attached to these, or they go directly to the knowledge base article. And I should have updated the video on there as well, explaining how that sort of giving you sort of that overview as to how it works in the grand scheme of everything. So please check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, questions. Are we going to get any questions today? I mean, I had a question for you guys. If you if you guys had something that you wanted to discuss about on during that mastermind, Pebbler's mastermind next week, please let us know. But yeah, anything related to Pebble, some technical questions you might have, throw them our way. I'm going to double check here that I'm not getting any comments outside. Kevin, are you seeing any questions come through?
My chat here in the Restreamio is
not working.
So,
okay.
But I did look on. Looks like on Facebook. What was that URL, Jesse?
Okay, it's reiconversion.com/how-it-works. Now I'll put that into the comments there. Any thoughts about notifications functionality?
Yes, this will. So notifications meaning, I assume you mean the like that you can notify yourself or notify your team members when we add multi-user. Yes. So if that's what you mean, yes. So as part of multi-user, the multi-user feature, you will be able to tag any one of your users on, say, a comment, and you'll be able to say, at Jesse, hey, start the due diligence process, and he'll get an email and a notification within Pebble. So
yep,
that will be there.
Awesome. Internal use, yeah. Sorry, I've lost all my windows here. Okay, any other questions coming through here, guys? I'll sort of blow us back up. Turn off this. All right, guys. Any last questions here? Now, if you're watching this at a later time, feel free to leave your questions here. We'll get notified, and we can always answer those as well. Again, if you haven't joined our community, please leave your email in here, and we'll add that in. Okay, we got some here. Sean asks, I'd like to also use it to notify and remind myself of task and due dates.
Tasks and due dates, yeah. We're also looking at that too. Yeah, right now, we sort of suggest people use a kind of their CRM of choice. So if you're using HubSpot or Pipedrive or something like that, to basically send your leads there and track your follow up and your tasks inside that. Now we're hoping to build those features into Pebble. That's probably like a next year sort of timeline. But yeah, those things will be coming for sure.
Buck asks, I'm planning to rip off the Band-Aid soon and stop using LG Pass altogether. I am still using LG Pass to generate deeds. Any plans to include compliant deeds for popular counties? This is a really great area for us to sort of include documents that are compliant to specific counties. We don't have plans, and I'll be upfront to that. We don't have plans of having compliant deeds for popular counties. There's a little bit of a liability risk going on there, obviously. So, I'd suggest you to whatever documents that you have or have used, I suggest you to save it and then bring it into Pebble and save it into your template. Now, that doesn't stop you from sort of getting together with a bunch of land investors and compiling them and sharing it, for your Pebble accounts as well. And if it's something that you'd like to bring over to your account from another friend's account, you can always talk to us. We can see what we can do for you. That is also a possibility. But perhaps down the road we will sort of revisit this again, but not at this time. Sort of be of disappointment, Buck.
It's certainly very easy just to copy paste from a Word document or from another system and just paste into the templates folder. Sharing templates with other land investors. Yeah, this is something that we've talked about as well. That's also another liability potential risk. Like, actually, it could be a potential risk for you if you want to share a deed with someone and then another person uses that deed and then they get sued. You could potentially be liable for that. So we want to definitely not expose our users to any liability risk there. So we're thinking about it. I think we need to talk to a lawyer and figure out exactly like what our liability risk is there. Anytime you're dealing with deeds and legal documents, there's potential to cause harm. So we just want to make sure that we're not exposing anybody before we do something like that.
I mean, if you want to share the docs, for now, share with them the Google Docs or the Word docs.
Yeah, you can always copy paste into your Pebble templates fairly easily.
I hate legal documents. But thanks for the
anything legal.
Yeah, thanks for that question, Bryce. Anything else, guys? So I'm trying to think any of sort of more common questions that we received recently. Oh yeah, right. If you guys are coming over from a different system, you can always import those documents in. We have an article on how to do that. So if you're using something like whatever system it is, as long as it comes out as a CSV, you can import those properties. And especially if you've already mailed out to those, you can bring them in as a campaign and then delete that campaign, but those properties will stay. Another common one, actually, I get asked on a lot of these calls is, let's say you uploaded a campaign or a list of properties and you wanted to update something on that list. I don't know. Let's say you got the first name and last name reversed, and you need to go back to the Excel sheet, but you've already uploaded it, and you got to fix it on your CSV file, which is totally fine. What you're going to do is actually just edit that campaign, re-upload that list. And what it will do is it will look for the as long as the APN numbers are matching, you didn't alter it in any way, it will simply update with the newest upload. So if you fix those lists and separate into 2 columns, you'll do that matching with the columns and our placeholders. And what it'll do, it'll just update that list, so it won't create duplicates.
Yep, and it does that by the APN column. So as long as you're uploading into the same county and your APN matches, it will do updates. It will update those records that already exist.
Yeah. Aaron says on YouTube about viewing properties. Not sure if you can see this on YouTube. Question that I'm looking. When I'm looking at properties, is there a way to view the property status as a checkbox option that allows you to check view multiple different statuses instead of just one at a time?
Oh, because right now you can only view one stage at a. You can only view.
Oh, right.
A list of properties in one stage at a time. That's a great point. We had not
thought about that,
but that's something that we can probably make happen. So yeah,
we will add that
we'll
one.
Make a note. We'll make a note for that. That's a good idea.
Yep, awesome. It's great to see that people can actually comment on YouTube as well. We can see that kind of come through here. Thanks, Aaron. All right. Anybody else before we sort of wrap it up here? And thanks for all of you guys sticking on here. Joanne says just upload your own docs. Yeah, so once you get your docs up there, it's going to sit in there. But obviously, at the end of the day, we do want to save you guys as much time as possible. Sometimes the upfront time investment is a little bit longer. And I know you know that very well, Bryce, because I know you spent quite a bit of time beefing up a lot of your documents in there. So I wish we can make it easier right now. But it is something that we're continually looking at. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks again for joining us for this monthly update for Pebble. Next week on Thursday, if you haven't, I'm going to post about it inside the group. So if you want a calendar update, you can get added to our calendar event, and we'll keep you guys posted. Everybody, Buck, Lisa, Bryce, Joanne, Sean, Aaron, and all of you guys. Who else here? Kevin. Thanks for coming out, Gary. And we will sort of continue the conversation inside our private group. And we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks,
Cheers.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.